Hello, everyone. This is Tim Houston, and I wanted to bring you another segment of 5 Minutes with Jesus and actually speak from my book entitled The Restoration of the Male Ego. I wanted to talk about Genesis in 1 and 26, where it says, "And God blessed, made man in his own image to give them dominion over everything." And the reason why that is important is because the male ego is a part of man's ability to have dominion. In order for the man to be able to rule or subdue everything on earth, he would have to believe that he is greater than those things. I call that belief man's fearless confidence in God, that if God said it, that I'm able to accomplish what he said for me to do. And the problem with that is that once man separates from God, then his ego becomes his fearless confidence in himself, and he ego trips or he loses themselves. So when we talk about man and his ego, we have to talk about it in the context of as it relates to his relationship with God. When he is connected to God, his ego is whole. And like Benaniah, he can chase a lion on a snowy day down in a pit in protection of his family to kill it. The lion had already ran from Benaniah, but he chases it anyway because he knows that he cannot allow it to be a threat to his family. As priest, provider, and protector, the man is called on to do difficult things and sometimes things that are outside of the normal human capability. But because of his fearless confidence in God, he can face the lion or slay the dragon or go out into the world and do the things that he needs to do. Without that confidence, he'll always shrink under pressure. If a person faints in the day of adversity, the Bible says, it's because his strength is small. But when his confidence is in God, like David, even as a boy, he was able to face the lion. Or Samson, when connected to God by keeping the commandments and the ordinance of God, he was able to defend himself against the lion that came up against him. There is no man on this planet that will ever be great outside of God. He will always be a lesser version of himself. And to be truly who we are, we have to be connected with God with our ego intact. Jesus tells his disciples when they were going to get a coat for him or a horse or a donkey for him to ride into Jerusalem, to get one that had never been ridden before. And that is not a normal request. In most instances, the horse or the spirit of the horse has to be broken so that someone can ride it, or else it'll buck and throw the person off. But Jesus wanted this coat to have his spirit still intact. I wanted to use him with his strength and his defiance and all the part that makes that person who they are still intact. And that's what the Lord wants from men today, is that he doesn't want you to be a lesser version or an emasculated version of yourself. He wants you to be you in all of your glory and all of your power with all of your ego. Your ego is not a threat to God when it's connected to God, because he is the one that is leading and guiding you into all righteousness and to all truth. I pray that someone will bless someone with a copy of this. This book will change their life, because it really will give you and that person the tools necessary in order to rightly restore the male ego. It also will help churches grow their male population. In many instances, there's not any men in church, because not that the men are wrong, it's the approach to those men that may not be right. And so I pray that that as you continue on this journey with me in 5 Minutes with Jesus, that we will be intentional about restoring the male ego. Well, thanks again for joining me with 5 Minutes with Jesus. I pray that this segment is a blessing to you. Continue to share this with your friends, and I look forward to sharing with you again, and have a wonderful rest of your day.